Hi, I'm Bruno Aziza. You might be a business executive or an individual trying to optimize your time because you know that who you choose to spend time with and the amount of work you do with them is critical to your business success. Today I'm meeting with Eric Swift. He's one of Microsoft's busiest executives. He runs the Sharepoint business. Now last week alone, Eric worked 3,652 minutes and averaged 7.6 meetings a day. You want to know how I know that? Find out next on BusinessIntelligence.tv.
Usually you don't find out that your priorities are out of whack with the way you're spending your time until it's too late. Which allows me to point an Excel Power Pivot right at my calendar and then display where I'm spending my time on this really gorgeous dashboard.
Eric, thank you very much for your time. I know you're a very busy individual. Take us through your day. What does it look like?
Well, it starts at 6:30 in the morning when I drop my son off at school. And then as I drive in, I'm usually doing conference calls or phone calls. And right when I get into the office, get on the elevator, usually run into somebody on the team. They've got an issue, we discuss it, maybe do a couple of minute conversation. And then it goes right into meetings, back-to-back meetings, often eating lunch during the meeting or in the office. And throughout that, even when I've got a few minutes, usually there's one issue or another that I want to be talking with people about. So pretty much is back-to-back through the entire day.
All the way to the end of the day. Now, how do you make sure that you manage your time wisely and how it aligns to your commitments?
Well, it's difficult. You end up adding more and more hours, just trying to fit it all in. But as you know, there's only so many hours in the day, so that at some point you've got to step back and prioritize.
And so when you do step back, which I'm sure is a situation that many of the folks in our audience relate to, how do you even calculate and aggregate the time that you're spending and how it aligns to the things you really should be spending your time on?
Well, it's tough. Usually you don't find out that your priorities are out of whack with the way you're spending your time until it's too late. Issue flares up. I've tried to have in the past my admin look at my calendar and try to do that, and that can help to a degree, but it creates quite a bit of work as she works with the team and tries to make sure I'm doing the right things. And it's really tough to get that full holistic view.
And often it's urgent for you to know if you need to change things. Now, you talk about this as a situation that used to be. What has changed now in your life?
Well, thanks to you, Bruno, with the application Calendar Analytics, which allows me to point an Excel Power Pivot right at my calendar, suck out that data, and then display where I'm spending my time on this really gorgeous dashboard.
And so now this is a great example where you can get access to information in the past. You can even look forward, I guess, of your meetings that have been scheduled.
That's right.
What are some of the insights that you've come across using the information now in your calendar?
Well, one of the things I saw is I was spending quite a bit of time working on cross-group initiatives, which is great, but not enough time with my own team. And that was minimizing the effectiveness of getting them on the right track and really driving our primary objectives. And similarly, I was looking at the number of meetings that I have with external parties. I was spending a lot of time with partners. Again, love meeting with partners, but not as much time as I would have liked to with customers. And so I was able to do some things to adjust and address those two priorities of mine.
Now you talked about people as a member of your teams. What about your own boss?
Yeah, well, obviously, meeting with your boss is quite an important event during the week. And I found that I was often, in fact, almost always meeting with my boss on Mondays. And I was wondering why I was doing so much prep work over the weekends.
Sure.
I realized there was a trend there. So now, rather than wait till Friday to see what I'm doing the next week, I look on Wednesday so that I can prep ahead of time, get that done, and then it gives me a little bit more time on the weekend for personal time.
These are great examples, Eric, and many that I'm sure if you're an executive or simply an information worker, you're probably experiencing every day. Now, the great news for you is that we're going to give you this application about a week from now. So there are two things we want you to do. The first thing is go to powerpivot.com to download the free Excel add-in so you've got access to the functionality we just described. There's going to be a lot of great features that we're going to explain to you in about a week from now, so you want to make sure you subscribe to this show on BusinessIntelligence.tv. Eric, thank you again very much for your time. Until next time, I'm Bruno Aziza.
Are we done yet?
Yeah,
Seriously. I don't think I can be Eric anymore. This is just taking way too long for me. I got to get to another meeting.
All right.
Sure, thanks. We'll see you.
Oh, am I not supposed to be in their shot?